Here we are, once again, more snow to talk about. Hey there, friends, I'm meteorologist Shane Smith. It is Sunday, February 1st. It is late in the day. Tomorrow is Groundhog's Day. And let's get a little sneak peek at what that forecast may be looking like.
You want a prediction about the weather. You're asking the wrong Phil. I'll give you a winter prediction. It's going to be cold, it's going to be gray, and it's going to last you for the rest of your life.
At least that's what it's felt like across Kentucky the last several weeks. Shout out to Bill Murray and that little clip from Groundhog's Day. Good movie to watch tomorrow, being that it is Groundhog's Day. And I know my mother in law, Susie's already put a bounty out on Puxatawny Phil if he calls for more winter. Well, regardless of what the rodent says, I say we're not done with winter just yet. In fact, we've got a little bit of winter weather showing up tonight on Radar Omega, mainly out in western Kentucky. It's not a ton, but we are at least tracking a little bit of wintry precipitation out in far western Kentucky, although not all of this is hitting the ground just yet. We can check out the Mesonet site over in Marshall County, and even though we've got radar returns showing up, it's dry at the surface. Dew point is 17. Temperature over there 27. Note over here in London right now, we're a little bit warmer, or a little bit cooler, I should say. They're a bit warmer. It's 5.6 degrees here in Laurel County. So over 20 degrees of difference between eastern Kentucky and western Kentucky right now. But as that warmer air begins to move in, it may spark off a snow shower or two overnight. Shouldn't really cause any kind of problems, but just know you may see a few flakes fly during the overnight hours. Now, how does the rest of the day play out for your Groundhog's Day? Well, we're going to be cold here in the eastern part of the state to start the day. Single digits all the way from Lexington eastward. Western Kentucky, teens and 20s, about the time you wake up. We go into the afternoon. Most of the state should actually climb above freezing for the first time in about a week and a half. So we will thaw out. We will melt off some of that snow. And it's just going to feel generally a little better out there. Now we go into Tuesday morning. We're back down into the 20s and teens for lows. And you'll notice snow starting to develop off to the northwest. We're going to see a little bit of a system dive in, and that will bring snow to northern Kentucky. But I think it's going to be warm enough, say, south of Interstate 64, that we're going to see some rain. And even Lexington, I think, is going to be the dividing line between rain and snow, right there along I-64 from Louisville to Lexington, Moorhead to Ashland. Somewhere in there is where we will see that changeover occur. Maybe a little further south, maybe a little further north. We shall wait and see. But the rain will carry us into the late evening hours on Tuesday before changing over to some snow early Wednesday morning, and then eventually tapering off by around midday, and then colder air funnels back in. In fact, we'll be into the teens around lunchtime in Lexington, 20s elsewhere across the state. The model's a little bit all over the place with snow. I did want to show what a couple of them were showing before I showed my snowfall forecast. Up in the top left corner of your screen, we've got the GFS model, and it's showing the heaviest of the snow up in northern Kentucky from Covington to Maysville, maybe an inch or two, a little bit more on the European model. It's showing about 3 inches for both Covington and Maysville, and about an inch in Lexington. The regional Canadian, bottom left, is kind of the one I'm leaning the heaviest on for my forecast right now, although it's somewhere between it and the NAM in the bottom right. It's showing about an inch down to I-64. So here is my official snow forecast. As of right now, this will change a bit as we kind of fine tune where that transition line from the rain to the freezing rain to the snow sets up. But I suspect that's going to be somewhere around I-64. So in northern Kentucky, I'm calling for a widespread 2 to 4 inches. Not a shut everything down kind of snow, but just a little insult on top of injury, a little additional snow falling on Tuesday and Wednesday. In the dark blue, up to 2 inches. Now that does also include the possibility of nothing. You may not see any accumulation, especially on the southern extent of that, just depending on where that rain snow line sets up. Southeastern Kentucky, I'm going to go coating to an inch. That may be a little optimistic, but we're going to ride with it right now, especially with that northwest wind kicking in behind this system. We could get a little bit of light snow, and the ground is still cold enough that I think it will at least stick pretty quickly. The big question is what happens to the rain on that cold ground on Tuesday? I do have some slight concerns about that. Hopefully, we can warm up enough tomorrow that it won't be a major issue, but that may at least start as a period of freezing rain, as the surface may be below freezing still, even though our air temperature could go mid to upper 30s, maybe even into the 40s. So that one's going to be real interesting to see how that dynamic plays out on Tuesday. I do have at least a few concerns about that. Wednesday, Thursday, we're back into the 30s. We should bounce back up on Friday into the 40s. I think we could see another little system dive in here Friday into Saturday. Model's going a little bit back and forth right now on that one, so I'm not going to waste too much time on that just yet. And then they are shifting, at least the GFS is, as we head towards Valentine's Day. I know some of the modeling was showing a big storm sometime around then and a polar vortex displacement. Well, the last round of the GFS said, forget that noise. We will wait and see. Still way too early to tell about that. I still think February is going to be on the active side, and historically the GFS has been on the struggle bus as of late. So that's all we have for you right now. We'll continue to watch that light snow as it treks across western Kentucky and pushes eastward as that warm front noses on in. Should have a pretty dry day for your Groundhog's Day. And then on Tuesday, we will see that snow to the north and the rain to the south. And I'll have a little bit of a live update tomorrow night, mapping out exactly where I think that dividing line is going to set up and how it all plays out. So be sure to tune in for that. Hit that like and subscribe button. We are getting so close to 1,000 subscribers over on YouTube. If you haven't watched me over there, head on over, hit that subscribe button, and check us out over there. Appreciate all the support we've seen over the last couple of weeks on Facebook. We just crossed the 3,000 follower threshold. Thank you all so much. It means the world to me. And we're going to keep on plugging on because this winter doesn't look like it's ready to let up just yet. So that's going to do it for now. I'm meteorologist Shane Smith. Take care, stay weather aware, and I'll catch you guys on the next time. And by the way, happy Groundhog's Day. Don't get stuck in a time loop. Bye, y'all.